LED therapy is touted as a non-invasive modality for anti-aging and for treating various skin issues like acne and pigmentation. This therapy uses specific wavelengths of red from 600 to 660 nanometers and near-infrared light from 800 to 850 nanometers to penetrate the skin and stimulate cellular activity. For most people, science supports that a combination of red and near-infrared light can help reduce pigmentation issues. And yet, some individuals are reporting that their melasma, freckles or hyperpigmentation are getting worse when using red light therapy. Why? Well, melasma is stubborn, it recurs, and it's tied closely to hormones and sunlight, which makes it harder to shift than ordinary sunspots or freckles. Whilst dosing plays an important part, the simple answer is that it is not a one-size-fits-all treatment, and skin tone plays a huge part in how you can successfully treat melasma. Your skin's colour comes from melanin, made by cells called melanocytes, and passed to the surrounding skin cells that carry it up towards the surface. In melasma, that pigment machinery becomes overactive in patches across the cheeks, forehead, nose and upper lip. Three things drive it: hormonal change, which is why it so often appears in pregnancy or with hormonal contraception; sun exposure or heat, which signals the melanocytes to make more pigment; and inflammation of the skin. The way light therapy affects pigment is less well understood than its effect on wrinkles, but the research is fairly consistent. Red and near-infrared light appear to lower oxidative stress, encourage healthy cell turnover, and dampen the activity of tyrosinase, the enzyme that sits at the very start of melanin production. In laboratory research, O found that 660 nanometer red light reduced tyrosinase activity, and in a small clinical study, Dye used amber light at 590 nanometers and saw melasma improve. It's worth noting that of the clinical trials carried out on studying the effects of red and near-infrared light, to date, none have been carried out on darker skin tones. So how should you set your protocol? For most people, a combination of red and near-infrared light works well, and that holds true for melasma too. Red light is a shorter wavelength that targets the epidermis, so it works on the surface pigment, whilst near-infrared is a longer wavelength that penetrates deeper to calm inflammation and supports the skin overall. If you're already using light therapy and your melasma is stable or improving, there's no reason to change a thing. But if you've tried this combo and it's making your pigmentation or melasma worse, then a different approach might just tip the balance in your favour. Which brings us to the biggest factor of all, your skin tone. Skin is grouped into 6 Fitzpatrick types, from very fair at type 1 through to deeply pigmented at type 6. And what counts is the kind of melanin you carry and where it sits. In fairer skin, types 1 to 3, melasma tends to gather high in the surface layer, the epidermis. In darker skin tones, types 4 to 6, there's more of the darker protective eumelanin spread more deeply into the skin, reaching the dermis. That protection comes with a trade-off, because melanin-rich skin reacts more readily to light energy and heat. Red light targets the surface of the skin and is absorbed by melanin. For darker skin tones with a high concentration of melanin in the epidermis, red light can potentially deliver too much energy to the surface of the skin, triggering melanocytes to produce more melanin, the very opposite of what you are looking to treat. Near-infrared, on the other hand, penetrates deeper into the skin, bypassing the melanin-rich epidermis and reaching the dermis. By emitting red light, we mitigate the risk of triggering further pigmentation at the surface of the skin and focus on treating the skin from the inside out with solely near-infrared light. For fair skin, where the pigment sits close to the surface and is not concentrated or largely dispersed, red light on its own is often all you need. And Schroeder's work supported red light improving pigmentation in fair skin without raising the risk of further darkening. Near-infrared light in particular is absorbed by water in the tissue and can create mild warmth. For fair skin individuals, that warmth can sometimes overstimulate the pigment cells, not giving the results they anticipate from LED therapy. So, for fair skin, red light potentially brings benefits for reducing pigmentation because it targets the epidermis, where the melanocytes sit, whereas near-infrared targets the dermis, where there are no melanocytes, but may potentially warm the skin, which may trigger pigmentation in the epidermis. The tailored approach comes in only if you fall into the camp where red light therapy seems to be making your melasma worse. If that's you, match the light more carefully to your skin. For melanin-rich skin, near-infrared on its own tends to be the safer choice because it slips past much of the surface melanin and reaches the deeper layers without overstimulating the pigment cells above. Here, keeping the dose low is also important. Low and slow is the better approach with regular treatments. Avoid high-intensity dosing. How the light is delivered is as telling as which light it is. Delivering it in pulses, in rapid bursts rather than one continuous beam, gives the skin a moment to cool between each pulse, which lowers the heat load that would otherwise push melanocytes towards overproduction. Barollet ran a split-face trial using pulsed near-infrared light and saw facial melasma improve in people whose pigmentation had resisted earlier treatments. The broad pattern from the research is that pulsing the light allows cooling between bursts and may suit pigmentation-prone skin best. It's one of the reasons I've long preferred pulsed light over continuous for work like this. So melasma rewards patience and a tailored hand far more than it rewards intensity. The people who watch it worsen are usually giving their skin too much, too warm, too fast. And the answer is rarely to abandon light therapy, but to deliver it more carefully. Match the wavelength to your skin, keep the dose gentle, and let pulsing do the cooling. I'd love to hear how you're getting on with your own melasma in the comments below. I read every single one. MAYSAMA's LED devices are thoughtfully designed by me, with all skin tones in mind. Treatments are customizable, allowing you to select the wavelengths which are right for your skin tone and skin condition. MAYSAMA offers pulsed LED technology. This precision-engineered light delivery system supports better control of light delivery and dosing. Check out MAYSAMA's LED devices in the links below, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below.